Here we go. Last game.
This is it.
25 games.
It's Christmas.
Yes.
It's Christmas, and there's 25 Super Nintendos here. 23 of them have caught fire.
Yep.
Smells like melted plastic. I think this is my favorite. This is it. This is the one.
You were about to say greatest, but then you remembered Link to the Past.
That I said greatest was Link to the Past, yeah. This one is the greatest. People just might disagree.
It's not everybody likes RPGs, but I think most people like Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're gonna play Super Nintendo, you're gonna have no problem playing Zelda.
Yeah.
You might not. This game is dense.
Yes.
That's a way I like to think about it.
Look at Kefka. Kefka's the greatest.
And of course, we jumped right in at the end because
the end is fun. And
it's fun, and I don't know.
You get to see all the characters. At their largest potential, and Kefka destroying things.
He destroyed the whole world.
I like his pyramid.
Doesn't do much with that pyramid, but So who's your favorite character to use in this game?
You know what? After learning a bit about how to use Ga, he's like my favorite character.
Oh, I never use him. I leave him.
You gotta put in some time to get the right rages.
Got it.
But he can do amazing things. But I also really like Terra.
Yeah.
And Shadow's probably like the coolest character.
Yeah. Rick B. Yeah. He's a good one.
I named them some different things.
I always stick with like
Seltzer,
Edgar, and Sabin because I just feel like they kind of make they're kind of game breaking.
Yeah, they can be.
Let's talk about the cartridge.
Okay.
The original cartridge that you had.
I love this song.
This is such a great music cue. Nothing in video games was like this before this. And nothing is like this since this either. There's just been one. But yeah, the cartridge that you lent to me, that I've mentioned before, it had some cool features.
Yeah, it had the sketch bug.
It had the sketch bug, but I feel like it went one step further. I remember, like, your brothers were explaining to me, like, that you were so good at this game. Like, they didn't know that it was a bug. And they were like, there's the Paladin shield. It's the hardest shield to get. You have to, like, it's impossible to get. You can only get one in the game. He has 30. And it was true. And I figured out later why. It was the sketch bug. Which is that there's a character named Realm who sketches things. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's an effect. That's an attack, I guess. She paints them a mirror image of the monster that you're fighting. But if the monster is too big, the game freaks out in the best possible way. Oh, how are you gonna do this? I don't know who you got.
I just gotta remember who's who. Shadow and EJ Tono, followed by Rick B. And then it doesn't matter.
And then, but yeah, so it just gives you a ton of stuff. And then, like, you can have your whole party, like, equipped with the big giant swords that go...
Yep.
And then paladin shields.
Oh, that's you.
That's me.
You should fight.
Yeah.
Use magic. Fight.
I'll fight. Oh, what have I got here? What? It went, like, extra fight.
Yeah, you got the offering. Alright, I'm gonna throw some ninja stars at his face. Okay, use rage. Use Tyrannosaur, yeah. Oh, so you're gonna stop controlling him from then on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this game has a multiplayer function. Why are you doing magic?
I was seeing what you have. You have nothing.
I know, because I've put
everybody's supposed to have
fight.
Ultima at this point, because at this point everybody should have had the paladin shield for like half the game.
No one has Ultima.
How are we gonna do this? You've doomed us.
try our best. Yeah, well, we might die.
At least they give you the chance to go through every last character, unless they all die at once.
Oh yeah, if all 4 die, then because it changes out when you move to the next section.
Yeah.
But if all 4 die, then you're dead. But all my other guys are weak and not equipped. So.
Now this final battle is so tricky because it doesn't show you when you're actually winning because they're not really there. Like the villain is in the background. So which is why there's nothing listed on the left, and so you can hear it. Like now, there's only his fist left, so his head's dead. It's still there.
Right.
I'm so confused.
I should mention that the party members were all glowing and getting HP back. It's because I got the Marvel shoes.
Nice.
Which you have to. Fight in the Coliseum, you bet an elixir to get a rename card, and you bet the rename card to get Marvel shoes, and they give you like every good status. So we have the safe or protect, we have haste and regen,
and it works on your whole party.
Well, each one has Marvel shoes equipped.
Oh, you got okay.
So it's a relic.
Yeah, but I thought you only had. I thought. That sounded like a lot of work. I didn't think you would have done it 4 times. Or how many times you did it?
I did it 12 times.
12 times.
So every character that came to Kefka's Tower had Marvel shoes.
That's impressive. I guess not as impressive as a Paladin shield. And an Illuminati, whatever it's called. What's that big sword?
Illumina.
Yeah. Illuminati.
Sure.
Hey, we're back. We're still
Okay,
here.
go. You get to choose your rage again. Just do Tyrannosaur.
Okay. Is
Did you choose
that
Hornet?
the best one? No. Is there?
Yeah, Tyrannosaur's the best one.
I don't believe you.
Do fight everybody. I'm just gonna do a quick heal.
We're
hurting.
Yes.
Yeah, you chose Hornet.
No way.
You chose Hornet.
It's okay.
Is it okay?
It's okay. It's Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Don't be muddled. You have to keep playing.
I know. I'm only pushing one button every 2 minutes.
Alright, well, if we all die, it's because you chose Hornet.
It's not gonna be that. These guys aren't particularly hard. I don't really know what's going on here, but it looks gruesome.
Yeah, it's like, these are a bunch of espers all melted together.
Right.
Something like that. Hopefully we don't die. We're okay. I'm scared that we're gonna die.
I thought it was also Dante's Inferno. So can you explain to me, I have no idea, what is going on in this game? Why are we fighting these things? What is happening? Whose butts?
Butts is Terra.
Yeah.
You got poisoned. So we're attacking Kefka, but first we have to defeat this tower of espers.
We have to scale his esper tower.
Because he absorbed all the magic from the statues, which are the things that created magic. Nice needle shot or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I first played this, got to this point, and I thought that first thing was Kefka.
Right.
That first big guy at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Oh, an imp. You should use an item on yourself.
Yeah, because I probably don't have the...
Remedy or green cherry. There's one.
Green cherry. Right, so... That's what we're doing here. But what happened? What is this game? This is Final Fantasy 3. This is Final Fantasy 6.
Right.
This is it's the greatest of the Final Fantasies.
What makes it the greatest, in your opinion?
Because it's the one that came before Final Fantasy 7. So it's like the band that has like their breakthrough record. But then, like, if you already knew that we're familiar with the band, like you knew that they like their great record actually was the one that came before that, before the breakthrough record. Like all the people who are just like whatever. Like, sure, they like Yoshimi battles the pink robots, but it's really the soft bulletin that's where like all the good stuff is.
I get it.
And there's just a purity to this. Like this was the last time they did, out of necessity, a 2D sprite based Final Fantasy game, and so I just feel like they had learned all these things leading up to it to just make it like the most perfect thing.
Yeah, I understand. This is like the most perfect 2D. Like, there's Chrono Trigger's really great, but like this is the one, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's Chrono Trigger is kind of like a different, kind of takes risks with a few things, and it has a weird time travel plot. This is like,
well, I mean, this is
100%.
Final Fantasy. This is the flagship. This is where all their good ideas.
Oh no, you died!
I can't bring myself back.
We're dying.
That's up to you. And
I should have been more careful.
Another thing is how they get to do that. This also, like Final Fantasy VII, they just threw everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the kitchen sink of RPGs.
Yeah.
And this one, I feel like they showed some restraint, while also you get a lot of, like, it has the class system without like strictly having the class system. Like it's more character based. It has all these different things, like you have knights and thieves and industrial like steampunk stuff. Like it's just a good way of bringing all these classic Final Fantasy things together. In a way that's not just like, which I feel like the later games do, where it's just like Final Fantasy, like that's the theme.
Yeah.
Whereas like Final Fantasy VII was, for all intents and purposes, kind of like a cyberpunk take on like the Final Fantasy thing, and this is like a steampunk version. I'm sure there's other ways to describe them that don't use the word punk, but I just feel like that's appropriate. But the this one is. What am I saying? No, the newer Final Fantasies, like they don't try to build a world that like makes sense coherently. They just try to build a world that looks like Final Fantasy but is something else.
I think I get it. How do you think Final Fantasy VII was? What can we do with this new platform? Let's try everything.
Yeah. No, and it paid off.
It worked really well.
I no complaints. I'm just saying I like this for its simplicity, and it's almost graceful in how well done the entire thing is from beginning to end.
I think of what Final Fantasy was from its first game on the NES up to this, like that kind of idea of what a Final Fantasy game was.
Right.
This is the perfection of that.
Yeah. So as far as villains go, is this the greatest Final Fantasy villain?
Probably.
There. How about that?
I felt like I always have a hard time between Kefka and Sephiroth.
Right.
But it's because Sephiroth was more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like it became personal. Like I wanted to kill Sephiroth, not just my characters needed to defeat the last boss.
Yeah, there's still like a lot of tropes where it's just like he's just bent on world destruction. He just wants all power. And why? With Sephiroth's motivation was certainly, but Kefka has kind of like, it's almost like a fantasy version of the Joker.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And then he turns into like this weird purple god, and I still don't understand how or why, but that's what you... Spoiler.
Spoiler. Well, he does it by absorbing the statues.
Yeah, I guess.
He becomes... Because, like,
it's his final form.
The statues are, like, gods of magic, and that's what Kefka becomes.
But I think what a lot of people like about Kefka is that he's not some ominous threat like X-Death or Ultimecia.
Yeah.
He's kind of there from the beginning, and he shows a personality, and He does in a way, not in the same way that Sephiroth does, but he does like inflict harm directly onto your characters early on.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that this game suffers from most of all is that because there's so many characters, once you get to a certain point, you introduce the character.
That's death.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, we did okay.
Over.
No, he's the only one we lost.
Yep.
But this is just so well done. Nice throwback to the turning on the game
right
sound. So you get maybe a few characters have like a scene or two that kind of continues that development, but ultimately you start with Terra, and by the time it gets to the end, it's no longer just her quest. Whereas like Terra and is the other Celeste? They're the ones who are, I think, the most personally impacted by Kefka, and their narrative starts to just kind of drop off because there's other things happening.
Yeah.
And plus, everybody gets kind of an Act 2 in the second half of the game. And so everyone kind of starts with equal footing, like it's no longer just Terra's story at that point.
Yeah. I mean, once you get to the world of Ruin, it's really kind of opened up, and everyone has their own stories that you just go and kind of...
I mean, you do start with Celeste, and so
Do you remember how to do the blitzes?
Oh, yes, I do. I hope I did it right. I probably didn't.
I'm just going to cure...
Yeah, because that's going to get us all nice and toasty.
Nice and toasty?
Yeah.
All right.
We got some toast going.
We have a chance.
Oh, I did it. I did it.
Good. Actually, this will probably do more damage than what Locke was doing.
Maybe not, though. I don't know.
Do more blitzes.
There's blitzes on the way from Ricky B.
There's Kefka. He's...
A.K.A. Brick.
He's kind of naked. I'm just gonna hold off.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable with that whole drapery he's got there. It doesn't look like it's meant to be closed. It looks like he was trying to fly up and got caught on the curtains on the way up.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Oh, I should throw a tack star. I love this ending song too.
I love everything about this
Oh,
ending.
I should morph.
This still, to this day, this has the best Final Fantasy ending. Maybe Final Fantasy.
Oh, he's gonna do that thing where his face shows up.
His face
is that his face, or is that?
It's like at the end of his hand. Also, it's like. Does this mean? Is this a thing where like he will attack every time we attack?
I don't know what that face. I think it's like powering up an attack. Well, that did good damage.
That did.
Morph
Oh, you gotta do some. You can do some. Too bad you don't have Ultima.
Just cure.
Oh, you don't even have X Magic. What are you doing?
Whoa!
That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of did a more expert run of the game.
Oh, okay.
Where, you know, kind of low-leveled, kind of, you know, more strategy.
Now, this certainly isn't the hardest. Is this,
we did it!
We did it.
We did it!
What's the hardest battle in the game?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like if you know what you're doing, every battle is pretty easy to win.
Yeah, there's also, and this is true for most Final Fantasies, the boss that gives me, now I played him so many times and nobody really gives me any trouble, but it's always someone different that gives me trouble every time, every playthrough, and it's always someone I don't expect, and the boss that I'm expecting to be a lot of trouble ends up being a breeze. And one time it was even the first boss, the snail. It just kept killing me. I didn't even know I don't know what I was doing wrong.
You were attacking the shell.
You think so? I don't think that was it. I think it just decided to just give me a tougher time that time.
Oh man. Yeah, Kefka's dead.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Your world's back to normal.
Merry
Is
Christmas.
it though? What happens? I feel like everybody dies at the end.
Of this game? Or at the end of this year?
No, the game.
No, we all escape on the airship.
Yeah, and then the airship blows up and the world blows up.
It does not.
Well, now we have to watch the entire 27-minute ending to find out.
Right. Oh, all the magicite is disappearing.
That's kind of sad.
It is sad.
It has such a cool final dungeon.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII's final dungeon is still my favorite, though.
Why do you like that one so much?
I like a big, giant gothic castle that's stuck in every time, in compressed time, so like it exists out of time. That's cool.
I guess so.
This is a giant tower made up of like garbage.
Right. What's good about it though is the split party thing.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
You get to use all your characters except for 2.
None of the mechanics are great. I was just talking about the design.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII is the worst because it's just a big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's so disappointing to work that whole game just to like get to a big hole in the ground.
Look at that book animation.
Look at that pixelated animation.
This is fun just to watch this ending. I don't know, like because all the characters are good and you just get to be like, yeah, Cyan.
I still haven't done the thing where I don't get a bunch of characters.
Oh, you haven't?
And then see what happens instead of their ending scenes.
It just puts their portrait in the corner and then shows you kind of like the area of where you can find them. It's kind of boring.
But so now, like, what if you don't get?
But I guess that's
like, what if you don't get Edgar?
You have to get Edgar.
You have to get Edgar.
He's required.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this ending will change. Like if you have some characters and not others, like that wouldn't happen if you didn't have Cyan, which you don't have to get.
You do have to get Setzer.
Yep. So there are alternate endings. Look how far Setzer's come. Cody went to go cough. I don't know. You're supposed to keep track of what time it is.
Well, I don't know. Are we putting the whole thing? The whole ending on YouTube?
I don't know. It's pretty long.
I did just walk out and cough a bunch and blow my nose, so maybe most of this is already shot. It is really long, and I don't know what else can we say about this? This is great. This is a great game. It's a good Christmas to play this game.
Yeah. I feel like this game had a large impact on my life.
I feel like it had the largest.
Like, when I try and think of designing characters or stories, like, part of this game is always there.
Yeah. There's just, okay, there's only one other thing I know of where the villain, like, succeeds in destroying the world. And it's like a Kurt Vonnegut novel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just such a cool thing. Spoiler for both any Kurt Vonnegut novel and this game.
Right.
It's just they do so much with this. Like there's 14 playable characters.
Yeah.
And you could use it like I can't imagine the game without a single one of them.
Maybe Umaro.
But no, because like how cool is that there's just a Sasquatch?
It's cool.
There's a mining town, there's caves, there's a Sasquatch. You can go get him.
It is cool.
And he throws people. Just like a real Sasquatch. Yeah, that's all. Oh, Go-Go. That's a fun one.
Go-Go. I remember there was a theory that Go-Go was Emperor Gustave.
There's a theory that Go-Go was Daryl.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, because Setzer talks about how she crashed on an island. And then you find Go-Go on an island.
Yeah. Go-Go is a character from Final Fantasy V.
Right. He does look different in that one, though, right?
Yeah, a bit different. So he's not like a playable character. He's a boss fight. It's like a secret boss fight to get.
Oh, but it is
mime ability.
It is the same character because it's a mime. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if it's a title though?
It's you receive the title of Go-Go.
Yeah, I mean, he's a mime. If that's what he's learning, like, what of that? You would have no way of knowing. How many times did you try sincerely to bring back General Leo?
Sincerely?
Like, at what point did you accept that it wasn't going to happen?
Only after a few years after internet access was a thing.
Yeah.
That I could get to all the time, and it's like, oh, it's not here. It doesn't happen. But I always thought maybe you could do it. And I thought what Tara says in the airship at the end of the game, and she says like, General Leo, I think I understand. Or something like that. I always thought that meant she knows how to get him back. But she's really saying, I understand what you said to me earlier in the game.
Because they don't show you how to get him here.
Nope.
And it was also because there's like an empty space.
Yeah.
Which is another reason, but it was really just like a space to cancel, so that you don't so you can move everyone around.
Right.
And it was also, they say the same thing about the empty space for the Espers, that there was like a hidden Esper, but there never was. I guess the Game Boy Advance, was it Game Boy Advance or what are they?
Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
They did the
added Espers.
Stuff. They didn't add General Leo though.
No, but with the sketch bug, I got General Leo in my party.
Hey.
Yeah, that can happen.
There is nothing the sketchbug can't do. We didn't even finish that because the thing about that particular cartridge with that particular sketchbug is that at some point somebody used the sketchbug, and I've looked this up and I've never seen anyone else able to confirm this. It did a palette swap. Sorry. It did like totally arbitrary power swap or palette swaps of all your characters.
Yes, I remember Shadow was green.
And Sabin looked like Guile from Street Fighter. Yeah, and like Edgar went back to his like Jared color.
Gosh, that was weird.
And Tara was blonde, I think.
Some weird stuff happened.
Why did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, wait, but hang on. You just said that you got General Leo with the sketchbug.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, because I beat this game with the Paladin shields that I got with the sketchbug. So I consider the sketchbug to be canon. So I want you to start from the beginning and explain to me what happened. Because from now on, that is truth. You can get General Leo because you did it. Now you don't have it here to prove me. You don't have that cartridge. But explain to me what happened.
I just used sketch on an enemy, and then the game went crazy, and one of the characters became General Leo.
So you lost another character?
Like it was just in the battles though. Like character didn't become General Leo. It's just this General Leo. His sprite appeared, and I could use shock.
Okay. This is a completely different development because this is. I take back what I said. It is no longer canon that General Leo comes back. It is now canon that through some weird, like, quantum level disruptment that realms
Shadow dice.
Who cares? We'll get to that. That realm sketching causes General Leo's spirit to possess someone in your party.
Yes.
So that whenever they're in battle, it is really General Leo fighting.
Yep, that's what happened. As far as I remember.
I mean, that's even cooler. So what do you think it is about Realm's sketching abilities that causes her entire universe to disrupt?
Well, it's because it messes with the space-time continuum. Because two of the same monster appear at the same place at the same time.
But one's made from paint. Is she not painting from paint? What is she painting? And you. They want to make you feel so involved in this.
Well, I do feel involved in this.
I pushed a button.
I pushed the correct buttons in the correct order.
And you think that's the end, but no, there's more.
Yep.
One more thing. I'm about to leave, but so we might as well just finish up. No, I thought I had another thing. I guess I don't. Jelly butts. Look, it's just piles of trash.
Yeah, because
This game
it's just
ends with piles of trash.
things collecting together.
And then there's clouds. And it's cool because through the whole world of Ruin, there's no grass. And then in the ending, they're like, oh, just kidding.
Grass is back.
It's green.
Then they go fly down.
What's the most useful Esper?
The one that casts Vanish on all your party members. Because then you have the clear status.
Is that... Oh, I'm confusing this with Final Fantasy IX because if you get Carbuncle... Is it Carbuncle? No, it's the other one. Carbuncle in this one I think is useful. But in Final Fantasy IX, if you change the gem that's equipped with Carbuncle, it gives you different powers.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not thinking of that one. Honestly, I get to a point where I just don't use them anymore. I remember the first time I played through, I thought they were the most powerful thing I had, but
they're kind of not, and they use a lot of magic points.
Then I discovered the sketch bug, and then I discovered I could throw 1 million dirks.
They've restored peace to the world. Is Butts still there? Did they catch her? There she is.
She's there.
Just drag her across the floor.
I still this would make a great live-action series. Still, I don't just these characters are so cool.
Yeah, all the characters are great.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's incredible that he wrote so much music for this game, and it's all good.
Yeah.
All the characters' themes are really great.
And I like the ending and how they're all put together.
Yeah.
There was never a really chance to do that. I mean, I know each characters continue to have themes as the series progresses, but for some reason the themes for these characters in this game, they're all so good. And
there he is, Music Man.
The fact that Locke and Celeste's themes kind of interlock, which is interesting because his name is Locke.
Right.
I think that's a cool. I always loved that. And they let him write an opera for this one.
Yes, it's an opera.
There's no opera in Final Fantasy VII.
That's true, but there is snowboarding.
But there is a pop song in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yep, that happens. That's a good song. I like that one.
That happened though. Let's just not happen. We're so just imagine that when you're playing this for the first time. In 2 more games, there will be a scene of 2 teenagers making out on a spaceship, and there's going to be a song written just for it. That's what this turns into. And it gets worse from there. I don't know. Final Fantasy 15 looks kind of cool. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, it looks annoying.
But next time, I don't care if it's going back to stuff they've already done. Clearly, they have no problem doing that.
Uh-huh.
Since every character they've come up with since 1997 has had spiky hair. Just, go back and make another cool, steampunk, medieval meets magic and machinery game.
There's a bit of that, not quite like this, I guess, but Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, but again, that's doing the legacy thing.
Yeah,
it's trying to bring out all these things. Now it's all about hey, remember this from Final Fantasy, instead of making a new good world that is interesting.
I feel like Final Fantasy 14 makes a new world. It's there's a lot of remember this from Final Fantasy, and I really love that about the game. So it's Ultros. He's in Final Fantasy 14, and I'm fighting him, and it's the music from Final Fantasy 6. This is so cool.
That is cool.
But it's also it's done in a new way, and it's a new world, and it's a new story, and so I like that kind of stuff.
I do too.
Alright, well.
Now they're just alright, it's the end. Let's just. Here's some pixels. Oh, look, we can do these to the pixels.
This is such a strange landscape. You don't find it in the game.
Right, at no point does the world look like this, ever.
It's so weird.
I guess it's zoomed in, but it would be cool.
Man, this is one of those games that's an experience that you get drawn into. Not just the gameplay. Not just I'm into playing this game. It's I'm into this world and this story and these characters.
Yeah.
I think that's the real strength of Final Fantasy.
And the reason this one does it so well, look at that. Look at that. Why do they save that for the very end? The very end. Nobody's watching anymore. They saved that for the very end. Why couldn't the whole game look like that? They could have done that.
Yeah, they could have.
Amazing.
Maybe. Would you prefer...
I'm not complaining about the game, at all. Trust me.
Would you like to have this point of view when you're flying the airship in the game instead of the other?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, or at least give it maybe have the option.
That would be cool to have. Maybe it's just too much.
So the last thing I was gonna say is oh look, they're back.
Yeah, it's the Final Fantasy theme.
Yeah. Wow, we really did go through this whole ending.
Yep.
No, I forgot it now. What was I saying?
I don't know. I love the Final Fantasy theme. It's one of my favorite songs.
There's a baby born.
Yep, she had the baby.
This is why you were talking about what makes the Final Fantasy games great.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why this one stands out so well is because it does that so well. There's this huge thing that happens. You meet everybody because you travel the entire world before that, and so you kind of understand what people's situations are. And then as you go back through the world as it's destroyed, you get to re-examine. You get to see how it affected every single person in the whole world.
That's true.
Along with your own characters. And so that's just a really cool way to do exactly that. To do what Final Fantasy games want to do, which is build a world and show how these and make characters in a video game that interact with the world. And you get to explore, but it tells a story. And so it's just a really brilliant and simple storytelling technique that they did. And they did it well. And I'm going to have to wrap it up there. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and happy 25 days of 25 Super Nintendo games.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
I almost didn't survive.
You made it. I'm just gonna let this play out.
Oh, pass out. Okay. Okay.
There.
All this stuff.
The end.